What up, what up, what up, y'all? It's your boy Boogie, back again with Boogie's Take. Uh, y'all know yesterday I posted a couple videos. I said I'm gonna do a lot of them, like concerning, the LeBron versus Jordan debate. But this video right here, this is about, basically, I'm gonna talk about what I think, as far as what LeBron James. Now we all know LeBron. We all know how great of a career he had. You know what I mean? Well, he's been having since. He probably got about 7 more years in him. You never know. But as far as LeBron James, like resume, you know what I'm saying? His career, his 3-time champ, been in the All-Star game like 14 times. He got numerous MVP trophies. You know what I'm saying? Numerous titles, like everything. But it's always a blemish on LeBron James. Now, yesterday I was doing a video, but it cut off on me. So I'm going to do this video now, and then I'm going to get into another one next. Why is LeBron James so hated? And you can think of a million different reasons why he's such a hated individual. Like, a lot of people talk about, what he does off the court. Philanthropist, you know what I'm saying? Numerous things he does in his community. And, a lot of people that he brought along. So, LeBron James, the person, I highly doubt if anybody hates LeBron James, the person. But we're not talking about the person. All I know LeBron James as, is a basketball player. You know what I'm saying? I don't know him personally, but you would know of all of his accomplishments based on, how big of a player and a star and a household name that he is. But as far as NBA resume goes, despite all of his accomplishments, despite everything he achieved in the NBA, despite being the best player on the planet in this era, why is LeBron James so hated? And I can only think of one other reason. You can't hate the way he played ball. You just can't. I mean, you can hate his attitude when it comes to, the flopping and the some people call him a crybaby. Some you that big and you just complain too much. Some people say, oh, he wouldn't have never lasted in the old NBA, which I doubt, because the freak of nature that he is, he would have adapted to the old NBA too. It's just like the way it is. You just had to, develop mental toughness if you didn't have it back when Jordan and them played. But the one thing that people hate, that I think makes LeBron James so hated, it's not his fans, it's not his critics. This is a little word we like to use and we call people, it's called STANS. You know what I'm saying? Now, everybody knows what a stand is. A stand is, oh, you're the greatest. You can never do no wrong. So what, you do this. So what, you do that. You still the greatest. You still the greatest. Stans are the most annoying so-called fans of any athlete or individual, famous individual, and everybody knows that. You know what I mean? Now, I've said this on Facebook Live a lot. You know what I mean? So now I'm putting it on YouTube. The number one reason LeBron James is hated is because of how his stands are. And to some people that might make sense, some people that might not make sense. Why would you say, why would they hate LeBron because of his stance? Well, if you look at LeBron James, everybody in this world, whether you could be the best person in the world, best basketball player, best football player, best human on the planet, it's always going to be something you do wrong. It's always going to be something somebody criticize you for. Like when you're having a perfect life, somebody will dig up something from your past just to criticize you for that, like your old self, whatever the case is. Everybody in this world going to get criticized. The problem comes in when you're speaking, a lot of people get frustrated off just opinions, you know what I mean? And I try to tell people all the time, my opinion is no more right than yours. It's just our opinion. But some people have opinions that's validated for the simple fact that it makes sense. Now this is where the stands come into play. If you say something critical of LeBron James and it makes perfect sense, like if LeBron flops or is he's complaining to the refs too much, and you sit there and you say, for example, what was it? I forgot what game it was, but LeBron James was playing, the Cleveland Cavaliers was playing the Celtics. and it was close to halftime, about a few seconds before halftime, and LeBron like had the ball, and Marcus Smart like dove, like he was making a hustle play on the ball, to end the half, and before he went to commercial, you seen LeBron in the ref face, well. And I put on Facebook, I said, Brian, stop bitching, man. Like, you my dude, but you complain too much. It's the playoffs, bro. Guys are playing intense. They playing physical. This is how it is. So, something like that, I'll make a stand say something, for example. So, my buddy was on there, and he said, Michael Jordan and Kobe did the same thing. All of the greats do it. And I'm like, see, this is why people hate LeBron. Because you can't say nothing about him without a stand trying to justify it. And that's why they hate LeBron so much. And I really think that, in my heart, I really think that 50% of the LeBron hate come from just stands. Like the most annoying people. You can't. It's like a parent of a child that you see do something wrong, or you go. Or it's like them parents who think their child does no wrong, like no wrong. Now you know how little kids are. They active. They run around. And sometimes they do bad things. And you got that one parent that say, no, my child don't do that. My child didn't do that. Like, it's no wrong their child can do in their eyes. You know what I mean? So, it's the same way with stans. Now, I'm a LeBron James fan. He's my favorite player. Me and LeBron the same age. So, I followed him in his high school career. You know what I'm saying? I seen all the trials and tribulations before he made his, journey to the NBA. Know about his life growing up and everything, up until when he was the number one pick for the Cleveland Cavaliers. So LeBron James kind of came in the NBA with like a bullseye on his back for people to, critique him and everything. But it's no different than when any other phenom come in the NBA. They look for all of your all of the cons. But the media is out there to create them stories. The critics is out there to create them stories. But somewhere along the line, keeping it real became a hating thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you say LeBron James can't shoot free throws, his free throw percentage is in the 70 percentile, you know what I mean? He's a great field goal shooter, he's over 50%. But let's say, like, it's a point in the game where, Brian gets fouled and he need to make 2 free throws to ice the game. And he might miss one and they might lose. If you go right to social media and say, come on, Brian, you're supposed to knock down them free throws. All of the stands come out. Everybody, I'm like, yo, I'm not saying nothing wrong. I'm just speaking as a fan out of frustration because I wanted to see LeBron make those free throws. But just because I'm speaking out of frustration, the stands come out of nowhere and they think you dissing them or you trying to play them. And I'm like, yo, I would say this if it was Michael Jordan. I would say this if it was Kobe Bryant. I would say this if it was anybody. Like, it's just a natural reaction. You want to see that guy make those free throws to win the game. Now, when he was playing my Sixers, because I'm a Sixers fan, I'm a Philly boy. The last game we played against Cleveland, we were up like 30 points. And it wound up going down to the wire. LeBron James got fouled behind the three-point line. Typical, get the free throws. He made the first one, he missed the second one. So he intentionally missed the third one. So we wound up winning the game. But now, like I said, in key moments in the game, anything you say about LeBron, it's always... And the fact of the matter is, like, the real NBA fans that look at the game 50-50, they don't pick sides, they don't show favoritism, they just love the game. Anytime they say something about LeBron. Now, I'm 33 years old. I deal with it all day. Like, I would go live about the LeBron versus Jordan debate on Facebook Live all the time. And because I wasn't, like, kissing LeBron James' ass because I was defending Michael Jordan, of course, to all the LeBron stands, they say, oh, you talk about LeBron every day. Like, this gets old. All you do is talk about LeBron. I say, yeah, but if I was a stan and I was on Facebook kissing his ass every day, you wouldn't mind watching it because you're the same way. That's what makes people hate LeBron James. Now, aside from, like, the media analysts and, all of the experts who get paid to really fully analyze NBA players and athletes as a whole in general, they're there to keep it real. Like, one of the reasons I like Steven Jackson is because he's not a yes man. Now, you got the guys out there like Shannon Sharp, Nick Wright, Steven Jackson, like Colin Cowherd. You got these guys out there that love LeBron James. And all they do is speak highly of him. But it's a lot of things about LeBron James that, are self-inflicted. You know what I mean? Like, for example, you can say, oh, LeBron James has no help, but nobody wants to pinpoint the fact that LeBron James has like a certain type of say in bringing these players to his team. Now, don't get it twisted. You bring players to your team for a reason. You know, these guys got the potential to be great over here. Let's go get them. I get that, bringing them to the team. But now when these guys ain't performing up to par, some of that onus has got to fall on you. You played a major role in getting them guys here. Like I talk about the Kyrie trade all the time, and I say I feel like LeBron James could have did a lot more to keep Kyrie in Cleveland than what he did. And the stands will come out and be like, well, if Kyrie wanted to get traded, he wanted to be traded. There's nothing LeBron James could do. And I'm going to get into that in my next video. But right now, you know, this is just a video for, you know, the LeBron James stands. It's okay. Like Steven Jackson said, he said, you think defending this guy all the time and being a yes man for this guy, he's going to pick up the phone and call you and tell you thank you. And he said, we live in a world now where it's too much fake stuff going on. He's like, I can never be a yes man. I'm not a yes man. I keep it real. He said, just as much as I praise LeBron, I'm going to critique LeBron. I said the same thing on Facebook Live. He's my favorite player, but he can be my favorite player and I can say critical things about him. Like, I don't like the fact that LeBron James flops all the time. That's my, you know what my brother say? I like to call my brother a LeBron James stan. My brother, well, that's how you get calls. You gotta flop to get the calls. And I say, yo, if flopping become cool, what the hell has happened to the NBA? You flopping to get calls, but you're a 6'8" freak of nature that weigh 260 pounds. Allen Iverson really got bruised and battered on the court, and he was 6 feet tall. So him complaining to the refs, I understand that because he's getting manhandled. But at the end of the day, AI was a tough guy. Like, AI was tough. He had that toughness where it was like, you could bang me up all game. I'm still getting up off the hardwood. I'm still running up and down the court. You're still not going to be able to keep up with me. I just have that. That's the heart of Allen Iverson. You know what I mean? And that's one of the videos I'm going to get into too. But the stands make you hate LeBron because they always have something to say if it don't involve you kissing his ass. You know what I mean? We didn't have to deal with this when Jordan played because we didn't have social media. And like I tell my buddies all the time, I'm like, if 5 guys keep it real about everything, you're still outnumbered by 100, 200 stands. And the fact of the matter is, like, it doesn't matter what you say or how factual it is, you're going to get outnumbered by the stands. And a lot of LeBron fans is young people. You know, I can't fault them for that. Like, you were born, LeBron been in the league 15 years. You were born 20 years ago. So by the time you really got old enough to understand basketball, the best player in the NBA was LeBron James. So I can understand why he's your favorite player. But that doesn't mean everything he does is right. Like, LeBron has a lot of faults. You know what I mean? Like, leaving Cleveland and going to Miami. Now, that's his choice. It's 100% his choice. But you got to understand the people that feel some type of way about that. And then when you win your titles, the critics are going to say, you had to run to a team and get D Wade and Chris Bosh. You had to join it. You had to make a big three, a super team in Miami to win championships. That's facts. That's kind of factual. But the thing I say about that is, at a certain point in time, LeBron had to take over that team, and that's why I give him his respect because Miami still had to earn the championships that they won. Like, LeBron James was down to Boston 3-2, Game 6. D Wade, Chris Bosh, like, no backup. And LeBron had to actually take over that Game 6, win that Game 7, go to the Eastern Conference, was the Eastern Conference Finals. I don't know if it was that or he went to the championship after that. But when they won that first championship in Miami, LeBron James took over the team. It became his team in that Boston series. So you can still criticize him for joining the Miami Heat, but you can't say they didn't earn those championships. Like Ray Allen. I like to talk about how Ray Allen's shot saved the season. Had he not made that shot, Miami would have lost to the Spurs. But LeBron did take over in overtime. LeBron did take over in Game 7. So it's a lot of things about LeBron that you have to give him credit for. And I won't sit here and say he was ring chasing when he carried that team in Miami. So, and coming back to Cleveland and getting the championship with them, you know, I'll say something like, well, you got to give credit to Kyrie. LeBron James never had a guy play like that throughout the playoffs for him. He never had, like, D Wade did it kind of sorta. Bosh wasn't that guy. Kevin Love was never that guy. But the guy he had in Kyrie Irving, I really think they would have had a legitimate chance. Because last year, they went up against Golden State, and it was something new. It was Kevin Durant added to the equation. You had a lot of friction on that team too. But I really feel like if Kyrie would have came back with LeBron this year, they would have had a legitimate shot at beating Golden State. Because you got another year of chemistry, you know what to expect. And Kyrie gonna bring it. All you can hope Kevin Love bring it. But when you talk about these kind of things, the stands come out. They say, oh man, well LeBron didn't have no help. He had to carry that team. And then when you say, well, LeBron should at least won one game in the finals. Well, look at what happened in game 1. He had 51 points, and a lot of people blame J.R. Smith, and that's honest to God true. But why didn't LeBron James take the shot when they was down 1? When you say something about that, the stands get mad, and this is why people hate LeBron. Because if you get enough of the stands, then you just say, you know what, man, this is why I can't stand this dude, man. He can never do anything wrong in anybody's eyes without y'all complaining. Somebody bring up something he did wrong, like they do every other athlete. The stands come out. Oh, this, that, and the third. Jordan this. Kobe Bryant did this. I'm like, yo, you can let the dude get criticized and still be a fan. Like Steven Jackson said, he's not going to call you and tell you thank you. Just like he's not going to call you with an attitude if you don't defend him. It's alright to be criticized. That's how you become a better person. But that's my take on that and why LeBron James is hated so much, because of his stance. Now, I'm going to get at y'all in the next video to talk about LeBron James' mentality and what I think he needs to do now at this point in his career. So I'll catch y'all in the next video. Peace.